Life speaks. It speaks through struggles and success, through music and messages, the preconceived and the unexpected. Whether you are in the depths of the valley or in the midst of your mountaintop experience, everyone needs to be encouraged from time to time. Here we will share stories of strength, testimonies of triumph, verses of victory, observations, and information meant to touch the heart, uplift the soul, and keep you encouraged to remain on your path of purpose with power and authority. This is Andrea L. Hines, and I'm your host for When Life Speaks, here on the Streaming Inspirational Broadcast Network. I am glad you accepted the invitation to join us tonight. I'm always happy when you're here. There is something in this broadcast just for you. And if it is going to be a blessing to your life, it will be to someone else's life as well. So share, start a watch party, and invite someone you know to join us. Now, I usually tell you to turn down the volume of life with all of its to-do lists and agendas and all the things that have been at you. But while you turn down the volume there, you might just want to turn it up here and get ready to receive so that when life speaks, you'll speak life. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to When Life Speaks. This is your host, Andrea L. Hines, and we have an exciting evening planned for you tonight. I do want to thank you, first of all, for your support of the program and the testimonies and information that has been shared here, from dealing with grief to valuable and I would say essential information on the importance of mental health first aid training. We have talked about domestic violence here. We've had testimonies of triumph for those surviving cancer and other illnesses. Times we've spent in prayer and seeing some of those prayers answered, like Cheryl McNeil, who received her kidney transplant. We're still praying for you, Elder Cheryl, and we just know that all will be well with you. There have been so many topics from prayer and prayer targets that we had, and so many wonderful people who've been a part of the program, that it's now time for us to celebrate. That's right. Celebrate. When Life Speaks was broadcast for the very first time in May of 2018. So on May 18th, 2019, we are going to celebrate, and we want you to mark it on your calendar. Save that date, Saturday, May 18th, 2019 at 3 p.m. Now, tickets will go on sale the first week of April, but I'm giving you advance notice so that you will be ready. You know how they say all the time, get ready, get ready, get ready? Well, get ready. Get your girlfriends, plan a girls' trip, come on out with your boo. Maybe you weren't able to get together with mom for Mother's Day and decided to do something a little later. Well, here is that something a little later. So we want you to come out. We're going to have vendors. We're going to have some delicious, delicious food. And we are going to just have a great time. There are going to be vendors there and lots that you can share. You'll be able to meet some of the guests who have been on the program from time to time. And it's just going to be a great afternoon and a time of fellowship and food and fun, and we want you to be a part of it. You've been a part of the programs. Be a part of the celebration. We would love to have you, okay? But let me tell you what we're going to do this evening. This evening, we will find encouragement in the music and verses of victory, because sometimes we need to be reminded about who we are, because we haven't always focused on whose we are and the promises that God has given to us. We're going to let the music play tonight. And if we know the verses, we are going to sing along. And as we hear the lyrics, we are going to type positive words in the comments area for this broadcast that will remind us, that we have the victory.
Let's go! Come on! Woo! Everybody get your hands up. We got the V-I-C-T-O-R-Y. Ladies!
I lost, but actually I won.
For by His blood, we all have overcome. There is no failure. Our God can never lose. Hey, and that same power, it now belongs to you. Now it's time to celebrate all banners raised. Because the devil is defeated and God be praised. Every situation I face, I win. Yeah. And everything works for my good in the end. Ladies, say Lord, He had my life set up to fail. Hey, oh my God, triumph, overcome, triumph. Now it's time to celebrate all banners raised. Get her up, because the devil is defeated and God be praised. Hallelujah. Every situation I face, I win. And everything works for my good in the end. Listen, somebody who's listening, right now you think you're losing. Listen, you feel like you can't win. Why? Greater is He. Don't doubt, 'cause whatever you're in now, God says you have to come out. Come out of depression. Come out of low self-esteem. Come out of poverty. Come out of lesbianism. Come out of homosexuality. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Woo. Now it's time to celebrate all banners raised. I got the victory. Because the devil is defeated and God be praised. Every situation I face, I win. I got the victory. And everything works for my good in the end. Say it with a shout. Come on. I got the victory. The victory. Ooh. I got the victory. The victory. Hell yeah. Come on. I got the victory. The victory. I got the everybody just dance with us. Dance. One more time. Come on. I got the victory.
We can never forget that we have the victory. We have the victory. So right now, I want you to put 2 words in the comment section. Are you ready? Just type in, I win. I win. So much can happen in life, and it can happen to you so fast. Things can come at you that you forget the power that you have. You forget who you are. You forget whose you are, and you find yourself in this pitiful place. But you have to remember your self-talk, and you have to remember sometimes to say to yourself, you know what? I win. I win. That's right. If you're a child of God, you are already victorious. You are more than a conqueror. And if you don't know Him, you can get to know Him. Listen to what is being sung and hear what is being said tonight, because life is always speaking. You're always facing something. Sometimes it's good, and sometimes, tell you the truth, it's not so good. But you can overcome the obstacles facing you. Remember, the word says no weapon formed against you will be able to prosper. Scripture does not say that it wouldn't be formed, but it said it wouldn't prosper. Those weapons are formed through the things that we think and the things that we say. They are formed because your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. He wants to catch you off guard. And when you get to that pitiful place, that's what will happen a lot of times. He will catch you off guard. And it can happen something like this. I'm rushed, I'm tired, with lots to do. How can I face today? I don't feel well. My money's tight. Did I even take time to pray? My thoughts aren't clear. I'm wrestling now with something, don't know what. And in silent frustration, I just want to give up. A whisper, you can't make it. A thought, why not just quit? A whisper, you're defeated and you're failing bit by bit. Give up. Who do you think you are? You never will succeed. You're lost now, and you're so confused you don't know what you need. And just as I begin to doubt and I feel fear creep in, I recognize the whisper. It's the enemy again. Well, devil, you're a liar. Hear me when I say, stop trying to make me self-destruct and take my peace away. You want me believing I'm a failure in God's sight, that no matter what I do, things won't turn out right. But devil, you're a liar, and you had better know, whenever my God speaks a word, my God will make it so. Back up, devil. You've been warned. Don't you press too hard. The last thing you want me to do is call upon my God. Let me remind you who I am. I'm offspring of the King, the Prince of Peace, the Lord of Lords, ruler of everything. God said I had the victory. He shows me every day, and every time he blesses me, he cancels what you say. Devil, I won't doubt and fear, not after what God's done for me. He let them crucify his one and only Son. For me, there's grace and mercy. For me, there's hope and love. For me, there's everything I need supplied by God above. God will always get the glory, and on his word I'll stand. I know in spite of what you do, he has a better plan. I know that I can make it because he cares for me. God told me I had purpose and in him a destiny. When I stop and give God praise, all things work out fine. You don't have the power you think. You will not attack my mind. So as I stop and worship God, you hear me when I say, devil, you're a liar, and you lost this fight today. I've got the victory. I've got the victory. I have true victory every day. I know I have. I win. I know that I win. But there are some days it just feels like a fight from start to finish, from the time I open my eyes until the time I close my eyes. I mean, do you ever feel that way? Do you ever feel like you're in a prize fight, being hit from every side? You're being struck so hard you don't think of winning, you just want to survive. But just before you hit the mat and hear the count of 10, something in you rises up and you stand to fight again. This time you bob and weave and stick and counter every blow. This time you're landing punches, fighting with everything you know. Jab, God is able. Uppercut, he cannot fail. Combination, grace and mercy. Right cross, God will prevail. You're never in the ring alone. In fact, remember this. Even though you fought this round, this fight is already fixed. Before the first bell signaled that the fight was to begin, God had already given you all you need so that you could win. You're only in this fight because the enemy is mad. He knows you're about to receive the greatest blessing you've ever had. So don't give in and don't give up. You will win, and there's no doubt, because God is in your corner and he will surely bring you out. Now, maybe that's not what you feel like right now. For you, it may not feel like a fight at all, but you don't feel victorious either, at least not now, not quite. Today just might be one of those days when you woke up tired, already wondering how to handle what the day required. As you considered all the things that were awaiting you and your mind began to run the reel of all you have to do, that's when you mentally hit rewind. Then begin again. Remember, you belong to God and you have strength in him. Even in the worst of times, the struggle or the storm, God is right there with you, and you are not alone. Life has its ups and downs, just like a roller coaster ride, but God can make things stable. You don't have to run or hide, even when you're overwhelmed, and that's what you'd like to do. It's just a trick of the enemy so you won't see things through. He wants to take your focus and he wants to take your joy. The enemy is a thief coming to steal, kill, and destroy, but he can't control the future or determine what will be. Remember, he has no power over you and no authority. Regardless of what you have to face, the circumstances you are in, hold on, for God is faithful, and in the end, you win. In the end, you win. Put that in the comments. I win. I win. The enemy knows your purpose, and he knows the power you possess. He will do anything he can to keep you focused on the negative and make you feel overwhelmed and powerless. But when God's word declares that he has plans for you, the plans did not include defeat by a powerless enemy. That's right, powerless. The enemy's suggestions cannot determine your destiny. He wants to control your thoughts and cause you to self-destruct. There will always be things in our lives that are difficult for us to handle. Sometimes trouble seems to be all around us and we're not sure what to do or where to turn. We may even become concerned about pending events or something that has an uncertain outcome. When that happens to me, I have to stop and ask myself, why? Why am I worrying? Why am I anxious? I have to stop and put myself in remembrance of his word, knowing there is no reason for the why. After all, I win, right? So I have to refocus my attention on the greatness and the goodness of God rather than allowing my mind to wander and settle on my problems. I have to remind myself I serve a God who is well able, God the omnipotent, God the omnipresent, God the omniscient, the God who is the same yesterday, today, and forever, the God who is faithful to his word and has never let me down, that God who has told me to give no thought to tomorrow, to trust him with all my heart, to please him with my faith, to make my requests known to him, that God who told me to be of good courage, that God has not disappeared. That God, my God, rules and reigns over my life, and his plan does not include me worrying or being anxious. The enemy has mastered the art of suggestion, subtly shifting our focus away from the Father, constantly putting us in a place of doubt. It didn't happen before. Why would it happen now? Do you really think you heard from God? You're not capable of handling the assignment. You're not qualified. And besides, look what happened before. Why would God trust you anyway? Well, it can happen now because he allows me to begin again. My relationship with him lets me know I heard his voice. Whatever happened before, I am a work in progress that God still has on the potter's wheel, and I can begin again. Why would he trust me? Because he knows what he put in me, and he knows I am surrendered and submitted to his will and to his way. The blueprint for your life belongs to God, and it will bring you to an expected end where you win. You are victorious. Courage has replaced your fears. You have strength. You have authority. You have dominion. You have God on your side. And next time you look in the mirror, declare, I win. I've got victory.
I want y'all to help us. Come on, rise to your feet. I've got evidence. Say it. I've got it. I've got confidence. I'm a conqueror. I know that I win. I know who I am. God wrote it in his plan. For me. Yeah, yeah. I think y'all got it all over the building. Everybody just raise it up and say, oh, oh, oh. My name is Victory.
My name is Victory.
Can you clap your hands all over the building? Oh, God gave me authority to conquer the enemy. He wrote in my destiny that my name is
Victory.
He said that I've overcome. I know I've already won. He wrote in my
Destiny.
that my name is
Victory.
I know, say it. I know who I am. God wrote it in his plan.
God wrote it in his plan.
For me.
say all the time, everybody has a story, but you have to remember to tell yourself, I win. You've got to have that self-talk that declares and decrees, I win. I am victorious. I am more than a conqueror. I am the child of a God who is greater than, who is bigger than any situation, any circumstance that I am looking at right now. It is well because I win. At the end of this journey, at the end of this struggle, I win. I win. Victory is mine. Victory is mine. But right now, today, where are you? Because you may not be feeling victorious. It may be even hard to tell yourself, I win. Are you in a struggle? Are you facing some tests or trials? Are you getting a little weary, tired of delays that feel like denials? Scripture clearly tells us that his ways are not our ways. That's what we must remember when we're facing difficult days. When things don't come together the way we think they should, the Bible still says all things will work together for the good of those who love the Lord, the called according to his purpose. So there's no need to be afraid. Nothing should make you nervous. You're leaning on the rock. He's your buckler. He's your shield. Just wait on the Lord. In time, his plan will be revealed. And even if it isn't, if you never know the why, there's still no need to pout and doubt or moan and groan or cry. God is forever faithful. Think of all he's brought you through in the 11th hour when you didn't know what to do. And now you face a challenge and you want to cut and run or quit, throwing your hands up saying, you know what, I'm done. Sorry. There's no time for that. Rise and get back in the race. God is always with you, so there's nothing you can't face. Superimpose the word of the Lord over every situation. Knowing you're a conqueror should be your motivation to keep moving, to keep striving, to keep pressing, stay on track. You've already got the victory. So why would you turn back? Stay encouraged. Trust the Lord. Believe his word and pray. You may still face a battle, but you won the fight today. I know that I've had hard times before, and I've faced many a storm. I've encountered situations that have been far from the norm. I've been faced with circumstances knowing there was trouble brewing, and if I wasn't careful, chaos just might be ensuing. I'm sure you've had those times as well. In fact, for some of you, this may perhaps describe exactly what you're going through. Just in case this is the place you find you're in today, be encouraged by these thoughts I've been sending your way. A present problem never can prevent God's awesome plan or prohibit purpose. You see, God is greater than any situation or circumstance that you may face. For there is an appointed time and an appointed place where everything God has for you will come into fruition, regardless of your present state or your present condition. God cannot be slowed down, and he cannot be hurried. He wants you to trust him. Don't be anxious and don't be worried. No matter what you face, take heart and be at peace. God is being God, and very soon the storms will cease, and the trouble and the chaos that was there before, he can turn it in an instant, and they will be no more. God knows what he's doing. So just wait patiently. It's all part of his process. Just have faith and you will see. As we begin wrapping up this evening, I want you to stay courage. Stay encouraged. I know there's a lot going on. I know that it just seems that every time you turn around, there's a loss of life, a loss of a loved one, and you're just needing comfort and you're needing courage. And sickness is coming at us, and diseases, severe diagnoses are coming, but it doesn't take away who God is. And God is a sovereign God and a mighty God. And whatever is going on, whatever is happening, you still have the victory over that thing, whatever it is. And if you can remember that, then you can have victory over sickness. You can have victory over disease. You can have victory over loss. You can have victory over whatever the situation and circumstance is. It may not look like you think it's going to look, but it is still victory. And you can still pass that mirror every time and look in it with confidence and say, I win. I am victorious. I am more than a conqueror. I win. Victory is mine. My name is victory. The song says my name is victory. And you know what? If you can remember that you win, you can stand.
I'm still standing.
I'm still standing.
I'm still trusting.
I'm still holding on.
I'm still holding on to what I believe.
Still motivated.
Still motivated.
I'm motivated.
Fully persuaded. Standing.
I'm leaning on him.
Standing on the word.
Depending on him.
Standing.
Trusting in him.
Standing on the word. I'm still standing on the word.
Anybody standing on the word?
In my heart.
Yeah.
It's in my heart.
Come on, all around the world. Lift your voice and sing with us. I'm still standing.
I'm still standing.
I'm still standing.
I'm still trusting.
Oh, look at
I'm
me.
still holding
I'm
on
still holding
to what
on
I believe.
to what I believe.
Motivated.
I am persuaded.
I'm still standing on the word. In my heart. Your word says I am healed.
That means
I am healed.
your word says I'm free.
I am free.
That means
I am free.
your word says I'm more than a conqueror. Yeah.
On the word.
My daddy used to sing it this way. Standing, standing on the promises of Christ, my Savior. Standing on the promises of Christ. I will trust in the Lord till I die. Till I die.
I'm still trusting.
I ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. No.
What I believe.
Fully persuaded. I'm standing
On the word.
on the word that's in my heart. Come on, put those hands together, everybody. I just gotta take a moment out to give
Well, that's it for tonight, everyone. I hope that you found some encouragement this evening and that you realize that you are more than a conqueror, that you definitely are victorious, that you win. And I think that I pray that the next time that you are in the midst of a struggle, a test, a storm, a trial, whatever it happens to be, that you will keep in mind that God is with you and that you win. Try it. Say it right now. I win. I win. I win. I win. I thank you for being here tonight. I'm so glad that you were with me and for this victorious broadcast. And I just want to remind you, don't forget to mark your calendar for Saturday, May the 18th at 3 p.m. to join us for the anniversary celebration. 1 year on the air, 1 year broadcasting with When Life Speaks right here on Streaming Inspirational Broadcast Network. So next week, Thursday, 7 p.m., we will be right here, and we hope that you will be right here with us, ready to receive, because you know when life speaks, you can speak life. Good night, everybody.
When Life Speaks was produced by Film Studios for the SIBN Network.